This year, India became the third country in the world with the most billionaires, behind only America and China. 229 of them now. $1 trillion between them. We had 170 just 2 years ago. We are minting them faster than almost any other country in history. And honestly, that should make us proud. Because for a long time, the global image of India was cheap labor, small savings, jugaad businesses, and beta government job labor. Now, Indian companies are buying out foreign ones. Indian founders are raising in dollars. The stock market is minting wealth nobody's grandfather could have pictured. So yes, this headline matters, but here's what the story actually lives. A 29-year-old in Bengaluru reads the same news standing in his kitchen, eating last night's dal because at this point, Swiggy is a financial decision, not a meal. His salary is good, 25 lakhs a year. His parents tell relatives he's settled. His LinkedIn looks like a man who has figured it out. Then he opens his banking app on the first. Rent, gone. EMI, gone. SIP, gone. Insurance, gone. The transfer to his parents for medicines, gone. And the salary that looked enormous in the offer letter suddenly behaves like a guest appearance. So he looks at that billionaire headline and thinks the quiet thought millions of people are thinking right now. Great, India is getting rich, so why not me? That feeling is the real story. Because the billionaire list tells us one thing very clearly. India's ceiling is rising fast. The question nobody's asking is whether the floor is rising with it. So let's unwire it. The real question, and let's be clear from the start, this is not a billionaires are bad video. Billionaires are not the problem. In fact, billionaires often represent something powerful: entrepreneurship, risk-taking, capital creation, institutional building, and the ability to build businesses at a national or global scale. A country with no billionaires is not automatically a fair country. It may just be a country where nothing large gets built. So the point is not why does India have billionaires? The better question is, if India is so good at creating wealth at the top, can it become equally good at creating pathways to wealth for everyone else? Because that is the real issue. Not wealth creation, access to wealth creation. There is a difference. And to understand that difference, we looked at something very simple. Where does billionaire wealth actually sit? See, nobody ever became a billionaire on salary. Nobody crosses that line with a 12% appraisal and a job switch every 2 years. Billionaire wealth almost always comes from one thing: ownership. They own companies, equity, land, platforms, brands, distribution. They own something that grows when the economy grows. You look closely at all billionaires and the pattern is obvious. Their wealth is rarely sitting in a savings account waiting for a relationship manager to call. That's the gap. One India owns pieces of the economy, the other India earns from it. The city gets more valuable, the landlord celebrates, the tenant renegotiates, home prices rise, the builder feels richer, the first-time buyer feels late. Fees rise, the school expands, the parent calls it a second EMI. Healthcare demand rises, a hospital chain reports growth, a family quietly starts saving out of fear. So the same growth produces opportunity for one person and pressure for another. And this is very clear when it comes to the most important decision in an Indian family: buying a home. In 2025, homes priced about 1 crore made up about 63% of all residential sales, up from 53% the year before, while demand for affordable homes actually shrank, with the under 1 crore rupee segment's share falling from 47% to 37%. That single statistic explains an entire generation's mindset. Because somewhere in Gurgaon, Pune, Hyderabad, a couple is sitting across a broker. He's showing them a flat that's near the city, which in Indian real estate means it is exactly one existential crisis away from the office. They ask the price, he says the number, and there comes the silence. And then both of them start doing mental maths at Olympic speed: down payment, EMI, maintenance, stamp duty, registrations, interiors, parking, future school fees, parents' health. What happens if one of us is laid off? And the question in that room is not, can we afford our dream home? It's the much smaller, much sadder one. Can we buy an ordinary home without setting fire to the rest of our life. That is the new middle class anxiety. And here's the part people get wrong about it. The Indian middle class is not poor. That's not the point. The point is that a lot of the middle class feels financially fragile. They're earning more than their parents did, but the ladder their parents climbed has become more expensive. The Indian middle class was sold a simple bargain. Study well, get a good job, buy a home, educate your children, save for retirement, move up slowly but surely. It was never easy, but it felt possible. Today, the same bargain has become much harder. Study well, but education is expensive. Get a job, but job security is not guaranteed. Buy a home, but urban housing is becoming less affordable. Raise children, but school fees can feel like a second EMI. Save money, but healthcare, rent, EMIs, lifestyle pressure, and city costs keep eating the surplus. From the outside, good salary, good company, good sneakers, good branch photos. From the inside, it's a glass bridge. One layoff, one hospital admission, one rent hike, one school admission, and the whole family budget turns into a crime scene. And this is where a lot of wealth advice becomes shallow. People say invest more, take risks, start a side hustle, join a startup, build a personal brand. And look, some of that is genuinely correct, but all of it misses one boring truth. Before anyone can take risk, they need room, margin. Margin means that after life takes its cut, something is still left. And not just money, time, energy, health. Because risk does not weigh the same on every back. For one person, quitting a job is, I'm betting on myself. For another, quitting a job is a bunny money game. Same risk, completely different surface to land on. And that is the part we don't talk about enough. People don't just need motivation, they need margin. Because people without margin don't build wealth. They protect, postpone, overthink, and pick the safe option, even while knowing the safe option is going nowhere. Now, the good news is that the old ladder to wealth is not the only ladder anymore. Earlier, ownership was brutally gated and often capital heavy. You needed land, a factory, a surname, collateral. But today, new ladders are opening. Not easy ones, but they're more accessible than they have ever been. Take ESOPs. You can join an early stage startup and negotiate more ESOPs than cash. In 2025, around a dozen Indian startups ran buybacks that let over 9,200 employees unlock roughly 1,409 crore rupees in value. That number matters because it's wealth creation, leaking past the founders and the VCs for once. Some employees, the people who actually built the thing, got a taste of the ownership. Now, let's not romanticize it. ESOPs are not magic. Plenty are worth exactly nothing, but the idea behind it is right. If you helped build the value, you should get a share of it. That's one ladder. Here's another. The creator economy. India now has somewhere between 2 and 2.5 million monetized creators. This does not mean you should resign tomorrow to shoot a day in my life as a product manager. Please don't. Most creators won't get rich. Most newsletters won't become businesses. Most podcasts will have 11 listeners, 6 of them relatives. But the idea, again, holds. Distribution got cheap. Someone in Indore, Kochi, Surat, Nagpur can build trust with an audience. Trust becomes income. Income becomes a business. A business becomes an asset. 20 years ago, that path did not exist for them at all. And the third ladder is no surprise. It's AI. AI is the same shape of opportunity. It won't make everyone rich, but it collapses the cost of trying. Building a product used to need a team, money, developers, designers, months, and at least 4 meetings where someone said, let's circle back. Now, one sharp person can research, write, design, prototype, edit, and sell faster than a committee can approve a logo color. There is no such guarantee of success in it, but in a country where most people have no margin to gamble, lowering the cost of the gamble is genuinely a big deal. See, all of these ideas will time and again test your skills and your luck. Most startups will not work. Most side hustles will remain very much on the side. But the deeper point is that the routes to upside are expanding. And for most people, the dream was never billionaire wealth. The dream is embarrassingly modest. A home loan that doesn't crush you for 25 years. Parents who can see a good doctor without the family panicking. Kids educated without lifelong debt. A job loss that is frightening but not fatal. A retirement that doesn't quietly depend on your children. A life where one bad month doesn't erase 5 good years. That's wealth for the Indian middle class. Not yachts, not islands, just dignity with a buffer. And the ladders exist now. But a ladder existing is not the same as a ladder you can climb. Because if you walk in at 9:30 in the night after a job that drained you, then handle family stuff, then worry about your parents, by 2 a.m. you're not thinking, let me go build a micro SaaS. You're thinking, let me watch something stupid for 20 minutes so I can calm down and crash. And honestly, that's all of us. That is why the conversation cannot stop at go own something. The real question is, how do we make ownership more accessible? Now, this is where anger towards the system often comes in. When people feel that growth benefits only a few, they naturally get angry at the government. And honestly, the anger is not always about billionaires. It is about access. People are asking, why is capital easier for some? Why are permissions easier for some? Why do small businesses struggle with delayed payments? These are not anti-growth questions. They are pro-fairness questions. A small business shouldn't die because a big client paid 90 days late. A young employee shouldn't spend hours in traffic so they lose all their energy by the time they reach home. Founders shouldn't spend more hours understanding compliance than customers. The next wave of Indian prosperity shouldn't come from a handful of giant companies. It should come from millions of people becoming slightly more productive, slightly more secure, slightly more able to take a leap of faith. That's how broad wealth actually gets built. Not by pulling billionaires down, by building more staircases, better jobs, better schools, affordable healthcare, faster payments to small businesses, cleaner credit, more employee ownership, less paperwork that breathes like a forwarded WhatsApp rumor. Because the country isn't truly wealthy when a few people can buy anything. It's wealthy when ordinary people can plan their future without fear. Which brings us back to the headlines. India has 229 billionaires. That's a milestone, and a real one. But maybe the bigger milestone isn't the day we hit 300. Maybe it's the day a young couple in Mumbai can buy a home without signing away the next 25 years of their freedom. The day a manufacturer in Rajkot gets paid on time. The day a nurse in Kochi can invest monthly without trading off a parent's medicines. The day an engineer in Hyderabad can take one career risk without fearing total collapse. That is when India moves up. You move up. So sure, celebrate the 229. They proved wealth can be built here, but the next chapter can't only be billionaire India. It has to be builder India, owner India, secure India, creator India, skilled India. The India where more people can finally say the one sentence that's been out of reach. When the country grows, I grow with it. Because a nation isn't measured by how many people reach the top. It's measured by how many can even start the climb.